There's a democracy activist, a challenger, an opposition leader, a genuine and legitimate president of Venezuela under their constitution. His name is Juan Guaido. And here he is, this week, being sworn in.
Juro asumir formalmente las competencias del Ejecutivo Nacional como el presidente encargado de Venezuela. Para lograr el cese de la usurpación, un gobierno de transición y tener elecciones libres. Si así lo hiciere, que Dios y la patria lo premien, sino que os condenen.
Now you'll notice he's standing on the street, not in a palace. Of course, Maduro and Cuba say he is illegitimate. They still hold the palace. They still control the guns. Mexico has sided with Maduro to its eternal disgrace. It's siding with the tyrants. So is Bolivia. Never forget that. I know we don't talk a lot about Mexico or Bolivia, but remember on this Berlin Wall moment, Mexico stood with evil. Don't forget that. Obviously, Iran and Turkey side with Maduro also. But Donald Trump weighed in. It's a bit long, but I want to read his whole statement to you, okay? Because it's impressive. And it immediately caused so many other nations to follow Trump's leadership. But it also shows us a little bit more about Trump's foreign policy. Here, let me read it for you. Today, I am officially recognizing the President of the Venezuelan National Assembly, Juan Guaido, as the interim President of Venezuela, in its role as the only legitimate branch of government duly elected by the Venezuelan people. The National Assembly invoked the country's constitution to declare Nicolas Maduro illegitimate, and the office of the presidency therefore vacant. The people of Venezuela have courageously spoken out against Maduro and his regime and demanded freedom and the rule of law. I'll read a little more. I will continue to use the full weight of United States economic and diplomatic power to press for the restoration of Venezuelan democracy. We encourage other Western Hemisphere governments to recognize National Assembly President Guaido as the interim president of Venezuela, and we will work constructively with them in support of his efforts to restore constitutional legitimacy. We continue to hold the illegitimate Maduro regime directly responsible for any threats it may pose to the safety of the Venezuelan people. As interim president, Guaido noted yesterday, violence is the usurper's weapon. We only have one clear action, to remain united and firm for a democratic and free Venezuela. I think that's really pretty, isn't it? And it's very interesting. No soldiers being sent, no invasion being planned, no bombing, just moral suasion, economic sanctions, diplomacy. I think that's sort of great. Now, in response, Maduro, who's still in the presidential palace, he gave the U.S. Embassy notice that he is kicking out their diplomats. That's the only country Maduro said that to. And they had 3 days to get out of the country, and I guess that was a day ago. But the United States said they do not recognize his authority to kick them out, so they're not leaving. So I think we've got a crazy showdown here. Will Maduro send armed men to attack the embassy? What if they don't leave? I don't know. It's a game of chicken. It's very interesting. Here's what Marco Rubio, the Republican senator from Florida, tweeted, which is quite something in itself. He said, if Venezuela dictator Nicolas Maduro has any friends left, they should give him some advice. Don't start a fight you have no chance of winning, and don't start a fight with someone who has proven he will take actions beyond what anyone thought possible. Yeah, that's something. I don't think a senator himself has the authority to command the U.S. military. That's the commander-in-chief called the president, and his name is Donald Trump. And I think Marco Rubio described him accurately. But if I were Maduro or Cuba or anyone, I would be thinking, what does it mean? Should I believe him? And I think we can all agree that is between Barack Obama, who rolled over for any tyrant, and Donald Trump, who rolls over tyrants or tames them, as he seems to be doing in North Korea. It's best not to tangle with Donald Trump. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest and then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.